Welcome to our channel. I'm telling you life stories. Listen carefully and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos. Then we started.
Can we go to that restaurant for Walter's birthday celebration? My husband, Bob, proposed as our son Walter's first birthday was approaching. Sounds good. After all, it's going to become the most important day for us. As a married couple, we have a favorite restaurant. It's a popular Western cuisine place in our town, known for its brick exterior and warm interior lighting. It's a little pricey, so we can't frequent it, but we've been occasionally visiting since before our marriage. Originally, Bob took me there for my birthday celebration, which I had been wanting to go since we started dating. The ambience, the taste of the food, everything was top-notch, and from then on, we both fell in love with it. Even the place where Bob proposed was there. Bob coordinated with the restaurant staff for a surprise proposal. That they can accommodate such requests is another charm of this restaurant. Since then, we've been dining there every year on our engagement anniversary. Even when I was feeling a bit off during my pregnancy last year, I could still eat the food from that restaurant. It's quite amazing. That place, where we've created many memories. And now, the place where we celebrate our child's birthday. It made me realize again that our life is now centered around our child. I want to raise him carefully, so that he can grow up to be happy. I wonder what kind of person he will become when he grows up. I wonder if he will go through a rebellious phase when he becomes a teenager. Will he ever say, "Shut up, old lady"? These imaginations make me giddy. Whatever. I just want him to be healthy and lively. That's the best wish as parents. Bob's career was going well, which was great, but it also meant that he was busy. But no matter what, we would spend Walter's birthday as a family of 3 at that restaurant. We never faltered on that. During that time, he would even turn off his cell phone to prioritize family time. I must say, we make a wonderful family. Walter, Bob, and I were always laughing. Delicious food, a place full of memories, and a family we adore. Pure bliss. It's like something out of a picture book. I wished for this happiness to last forever. I always thought that, by the time we collected 8 commemorative photos from the restaurant. But then, my little dream was shattered. Was it because I thought of it as picture-perfect happiness? Something drawn can easily be torn apart. Walter started having consecutive sick days, so we got him checked at the hospital. Unexpectedly, they found a serious illness. Even so, he is just an 8-year-old kid. I bet he'll get better in no time. I wanted to think that way. I knew it was a major illness, but I believed it would be okay. There's no way Walter could have such an illness. I thought that further tests would reveal a mistake and the doctor would say it was a mistake. I was even prepared to respond with, "That's okay, as long as he gets better." But I never got to use that response. Walter began to be in and out of the hospital. We went through a roller coaster of emotions. When it was time to be discharged from the hospital, I would always return home believing, this time, everything will surely be okay. Again and again, each and every time, I believed, it's all right, he'll be healed soon. Maybe a cure is just around the corner. I had faith in this and prayed for it. Treatments were expensive, so I worked during the day and visited the hospital in the evenings. Those were hard days, but being busy left me no time to dwell on unnecessary worries. Even amidst such a life, I never missed having a meal at that restaurant for Walter's birthday. His 9th birthday. Next time, let's come back when you're feeling better. His 10th birthday. It's okay, you'll surely be better by next year. Even as I said these words, Walter's condition was deteriorating. He was fighting hard despite painful treatments. The doctor would say, "We don't know what will happen from here." But I believed, if it's unknown, that means there's still a chance for complete recovery. That's how I spent each day. I would always tell Walter, "We're definitely going to beat this, let's keep fighting." Walter also believed that he could get better and kept on fighting. Seeing him fight gave me and Bob the strength to keep going. It felt like we were helping each other out. As his 11th birthday approached, Walter was having a hard time even standing on his own. "It's okay, this is only temporary. We're going to get through this soon. Let's keep fighting." That was all I could say. The same doctor who said they didn't know started saying that full recovery would be difficult. How many years or months he could live, they didn't know. The unknown suddenly changed to the worst possible meaning. Several months, I felt as if reality had suddenly drawn closer, as if someone had grabbed and crushed my heart. He will be 11 soon, but this year, going to the restaurant was out of the question. "It's okay, we can go again when you're better." I just couldn't let go of hope. So this year, I thought we should put his health first and skip the restaurant for his birthday. But then, Walter said in a pained voice, "I want to go to that restaurant. I want to get out once in a while too." That stabbed at my heart again. "You're right, you've been fighting the treatments all this time. We should go to the place you like for your birthday." I spoke to his primary physician and got permission for him to go out. It was a time-limited outing, but he enjoyed the outside from his wheelchair after a long time. "Walter, happy 11th birthday." I told him with all my heart. "Thank you." Walter could barely eat, but he was smiling very happily. Bob also smiled gently. Seeing everyone's smiles gives us the strength to face forward and keep living. That's how we are now. But it's okay, there will come a day when we'll be able to laugh about these hard times. That was the only thing I could believe in. But when I got home, there was no conversation between Bob and I. I feared that if I opened my mouth, my anxieties would spill out, so I couldn't talk. I'm sure Bob felt the same way. We're just doing what needed to be done. But there was this one time, when Bob was in the shower. As I was passing by the bathroom carrying laundry, I heard Bob crying. I almost started crying too, but I told myself, "Don't cry. If you cry, you lose hope." Trying to encourage myself. At the same time, I could see Bob's anxiety, and it made me worried. But Bob never shared his fears with me. I guess he knew it would break me. That's how on the edge we were. We were desperate every day, working tirelessly, and then going to the hospital to see our son, Walter, who was weakening day by day. "Mom, you don't have to push yourself to come every day." Walter had started to say such heartbreaking things. And then, one time when Bob and I were in the hospital room, Walter's condition suddenly worsened, and then, no, he's not breathing. Time seemed to stop. I had no idea what to do next. Things just moved on mechanically. Before I knew it, everything was over, and I was sitting dazed at home. It all feels like a dream. No, maybe it is a dream. I need to go visit Walter soon. He's waiting. With this thought in mind, as I was about to get up, Bob stopped me. "Why are you stopping me?" "Walter's waiting." "What are you talking about? Walter isn't at the hospital anymore." "Stop it. I'm going to Walter." Walter knew. And then, I cried, not because I accepted it, but until my tears ran dry. Even after that, I couldn't recover. Whether I was at home or at work, everything I saw or heard reminded me of Walter. But even with those memories, Walter was no longer there. This is too hard, too painful. Seeing Bob reminded me of Walter again. And as the days went by, I began to feel like I couldn't live in this house with my husband anymore. It was just too hard. It wasn't Bob's fault, but just seeing him brought up nothing but painful feelings. I wanted to run away. I couldn't bear it anymore. So, I handed Bob the divorce papers. "I'm sorry, Sophia, I understand how you feel. Let's go to that restaurant one last time on Walter's birthday. After that, we can submit the papers." Walter's birthday approached close all too soon. That restaurant? Actually, I didn't want to go. Even though I loved that place, I knew it would remind me of Walter and make me sad. "Let's make it our last time." I'm sure Walter would have wanted that. Let's say our proper goodbyes there. Sophia. Tears were flowing from Bob's eyes. You're right. It was supposed to be Walter's 12th birthday. We went to that favorite diner of us, just the two of us, leaving Walter's usual seat empty. Neither I nor Bob spoke a word. To be exact, we couldn't. Just tears kept on flowing. Walter, he always smiled there. Even when he got sick, he would sit there and smile, albeit weakly. Always there. We won't be able to see that smile anymore. He was supposed to go through that rebellious phase, calling me an old hag. We won't get to hear that anymore. That realization hit me hard. I shouldn't have come. I can't do this. I should go home early. Just as I thought that, the diner's lights suddenly went out. A waitress was walking with a birthday cake lit by candles, singing a birthday song. It was a birthday surprise. Just when we're feeling like this, someone else is having a birthday. How ironic. I should have left earlier. As I was thinking that, the cake was brought to our table. Happy birthday. The waitress said that, placing the cake in front of Walter's usual seat. They even brought meals for 3. Why? That's an empty seat. Please, enjoy at your own pace. There was also applause from other customers. Placing a cake at an empty seat and applauding, what kind of joke is this? I thought Bob had arranged it and looked at him, but he was as surprised as I was. Excuse me, we only ordered 2 meals. And the cake? That's okay, it's a promise with Walter. What? The man who said that was the diner's owner. He explained the situation. While Walter was in the hospital, the owner had gone to visit an acquaintance and happened to meet him. He prided himself on remembering customers' faces, and immediately recognized Walter, who had been coming for his birthday every year. He couldn't resist speaking to Walter, who sat in his wheelchair looking distant, and they had a conversation. Walter confessed that he knew about his serious illness, that he might not be cured, but he didn't want his parents to know. He wanted his parents to live happily, even if he wasn't there. It seemed easier to talk to a stranger. So he told him about his real feelings, something he couldn't say to his parents or friends. After that, the owner visited him a few times. At Walter's request, he didn't meet the parents, just came at a specified time to chat. Oh, so that's why he was always asking, when will you come? I thought he was just lonely. I'm glad he had someone to talk to. A slightly different feeling arose within me. The owner continued his story. They had made a promise. Walter said that his parents might stop going to the diner if he wasn't there anymore. But if they did come, and if it happened to be his birthday, he wanted them to celebrate as usual. He might not be able to ask this as he couldn't even pay, but if he were not there, both his parents would surely be down. He didn't like that but didn't know what to do. He couldn't discuss with his parents, who were unaware that his illness might not be cured, about what would happen after he was gone. If he brought up the subject, he was worried that they might suspect something and feel even more saddened. So he continued to pretend to look towards the future. But he was also concerned about what would happen after he was not there. Upon hearing Walter's words, the owner was surprised, a 10-year-old talking like this. And so, the owner promised Walter, if your parents happen to make a reservation at the restaurant on your birthday, I will make sure we celebrate it. Consider it a gift from me. You don't have to worry about the cost. Upon hearing this, Walter said, thank you, and showed a relieved smile. The owner felt somehow saved by that smile. I had no idea. It felt like I was seeing a side of Walter I never knew. Knowing Walter's feelings, I was ashamed of how helpless and negative I had been all this time. Thank you for the cake, for listening to Walter's story and his feelings. Not at all. I'm the one who should be thankful. I'm glad I got to meet Walter. Now, please take your time. After the owner left, I looked at Bob straight on for the first time in a long time. Bob seemed to be thinking the same thing. No words were needed. I understand. Why didn't I realized Walter was always with us? In me, in Bob. As long as we don't forget, Walter will live on. If we try to forget because we don't want to remember, at that moment Walter will truly be gone. I thought so. When I tried to convey this, Bob silently nodded, with a very gentle smile. That face overlapped with Walter's smile.